Hi there, my name is Annika Verbruggen, and this is for my CFD 560 Theories in Socio-Emotional Development course at SDSU. This is my theories research project. If I ever need you guys to go to the next slide, I'm simply just going to say next, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm going to be reading off of a little paper. So to start out, my system is Systems Theory Perspective by Bronfenbrenner's Ecological Theory. Next. So, systems theory perspective, the goal of systems theory is to discover the levels of organization in social interactions and relationships, as well as how these levels of social experience are related to one another, and how these levels of social experience in turn promote children's social development. Next. Yuri Bronfenbrenner is a renowned developmental psychologist. For his beliefs, he claimed that studies of children in unfamiliar laboratory surroundings with only one other person, generally a stranger, were ecologically ineffective. Most previous investigations, according to Bronfenbrenner in 1974, were unidirectional, meaning that the laboratory experiments looked at the impact of A on B, for example, a stranger mother with a child, rather than the child's or any other third party's influence. Bronfenbrenner noted that there are many factors of a child's life that interact and impact them as they develop. His research went beyond individual development to consider larger influencing elements as well as the environment or ecology of development. Based on these dynamic interactions that the environments have on the developing child, he established the ecological systems theory. Next. Ecological systems theory is an important application of systems theory. According to Yuri, human growth takes place in a nested system that includes cultural, social, economic, and political factors, not just psychological ones. These systems and their interactions can either promote or stifle healthy growth. Next. Some terms that are really important. The first one is microsystem. It's the first level of Bronfenbrenner's theory. These are things that have direct contact with the child in their immediate environment, such as parents, siblings, teachers, and school peers. Relationships are really important in this system, and the interactions within microsystems are often very personal and are crucial for fostering and supporting a child's development. The second term is mesosystem. This encompasses the interactions between the child's microsystems. So microsystems do not function independently, and essentially a mesosystem is a system of microsystems, their interactions. And then third is exosystem. It incorporates other formal and informal social structures which do not themselves contain the child, but indirectly influence them as they affect on the microsystems. This would be neighborhoods, parents' workplaces, parents' friends, and the mass media, environments in which the child is not involved. Fourth is macrosystem. This system focuses on how cultural elements affect a child's development, such as socioeconomic status, wealth, poverty, and ethnicity. Thus, culture that individuals are immersed within may influence their beliefs and perceptions about events that transpire in life. The macrosystem differs from the previous exosystem, as it does not refer to the specific environment of one developing child, but the already established society and culture which the child is developing in, such as socioeconomic status, ethnicity, geographic location, and ideologies of the culture. For example, a child living in a third world country would experience a different development than a child living in a wealthier country. Lastly is chronosystem. The chronosystem consists of all the environmental changes that occur over the lifetime which influence development, including major life transitions and historical events. Anything from starting school to parents getting a divorce or having to move homes. Next, there are some limitations. It is difficult to empirically test the theory. The studies investigating the ecological systems may establish an effect, but they cannot establish whether the systems are the direct cause of each effect. Or effects, plural. Next. For my first example, I actually found it in the textbook on page 29. I thought it was a great example. So let's say a teacher is trying to figure out how a child learns to cooperate with others at home. A researcher would analyze the interactions the child experiences with individual family members and how these individuals function as a family group to promote the behavior. Next. The description would include the child's interactions with the siblings and parents, interactions of the mother, father, child triad, just the three of them, and interactions of the family as a social unit. Next. For more examples, looking at ecological systems and educational practices inside the classroom, this means teachers and parents should keep good communication with each other and work together to benefit the child. Teachers should also be understanding of the situations their students' families may be experiencing, including social and economic factors that are part of the various systems. Next, if the parents and teachers have a good relationship, this should shape the child's development in a positive way. Likewise, on the other side, the child must also be active in their learning, engaged both academically and socially. They must work as a team with their peers and get involved in meaningful learning experiences to enable positive development. Next. So for social-emotional development that ties to this theory, I found an article on a study. The study was on how microsystems such as peer groups in school and other levels of the ecological environment may explain the relation between economic deprivation and children's socio-emotional functioning. What they had concluded was that the process by which economic deprivation affects children's socio-emotional development are multiple and complex. Given the complexities and multiple paths by which poverty can affect the socio-emotional development of children, an ecological systems model provides an appropriate framework to guide research, assessment procedures, and selection of appropriate interventions for poor families and children experiencing socio-emotional problems. This concludes my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.